Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Jean here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You would be helping me quite a bit. I'm just sitting in my car. I just came from running some errands and I just thought, well, this is a good time and a good place for me to just share um, my day with you guys. I was in the groceries, I was in the home hardware store. I got some potted dirt. I got some, for my plant, potted mix for my plants that I have inside. I'm going to be a plant person this year. Wish me luck. Um, and then I got some crafty things because I've been doing craft lately. And yeah, so, I wanted to talk about this idea of, I was saying to you guys a few days ago that I'm living inside of my means and what it means to live inside of your means. And today I heard a woman say that she's living outside of her means. And when you live outside of your means, and you're making $150,000 a year, but you also have more than $300,000 in debt and no saving. Not me, this woman that says she's living outside of her means. And I thought, wow, like, sometimes you think your situation is really bad or your situation is not the best. And it's one of the reasons why we should not compare ourselves to people. Um, Comparison is debt. Literally, comparison is really not the way to go. And so, in terms of thinking of, how do I live inside of my means? One of the first thing I want to say is that so I'm getting ready to buy myself I have to go to Ontario from Calgary, and then from Calgary, from Ontario to Winnipeg, and then Winnipeg back to Calgary, right? So that means I'm taking three flights to Toronto, to Winnipeg, and then back here to Calgary. And I have to kind of buy the flights. Um, it would be less expensive if I buy the flights one at a time. So fly from here to Toronto, and then fly from Toronto to Winnipeg, and then Winnipeg to Alberta, right? I'm choosing to do that because it's going to save me money. It's going to save me, it's going to be the difference in paying $1,000 for this ticket or paying around $500 for those tickets, right? And bear with me because I think I can get a flight from here to Ontario for under $150, just one way. And I can probably get another one from Winnipeg to, um, no, from Toronto to Winnipeg for around the same thing, $150. So that would be $300. And yeah, so that would be around, it would cost me around that. I have to kind of go and check it out and see what it is. But the reason why I brought it up is that I realized that when you're living inside of your means, when you have to spend money um, that you didn't budget for, and I'm not a budgeter, I have to tell you guys, no, I don't budget. I have things automated, like all my bills are automatically paid, all my bills, every one of them, from my phone bill to my car note to my insurance. And the few internet stuff, that I a patron to or whatever. Everything is so everything come off. I don't have to worry about how I'm paying my bills every month because it definitely just comes straight out of the money that comes in. And so the only thing I really have to take out is food usually, and that can be here or there or anyway. Um, Obviously, food is expensive, so I have to watch what I'm buying when I'm buying what I want, and it's something that I do. Really, I do watch what I'm buying, and but I try not to. cut myself off from the things that I really want. I really try not to cut myself off from that. So I prefer to buy the things that I really want and going to use, as opposed to buying all the other things that is going to sit on my shelf or sit in my fridge and then I have to throw it out. I know this because I'm always kind of throwing my food. I always have stuff to throw out. So I always watch how I'm spending. But I'm saying this because I'm looking towards buying my ticket and I felt a bit of a fear come up, you know. I was like, ooh, I'm afraid. And I'm wondering, like, what exactly am I afraid of? And I realized that because I'm living inside of my means, any time I venture off to spend money that doesn't feel like it's inside of my means, um, it feels a little bit scary. And I knew that I had to buy this ticket more than a week now, and I'm procrastinating, right? I'm definitely procrastinating on it because I'm like, how am I going to get this to I'm procrastinating because one of the fear, because one part is like, don't go, you're going to be, you know, spending money that you don't have. So don't go. But I cannot not go because I am actually going to visit a friend that is, as I mentioned before, you know, she has, you know, breast cancer and she is in stage 4, you know, like, and I really I am going to go see this person. So there is no negotiating for me on that, right? Because I'm going. But knowing that I have to, you know, use money that I didn't like budget for, although I'm not living on a budget, but you know what I mean, you know, using money that I didn't bag in. Let's use the word bag in, that I didn't bag in for, that now I have to spend that money. And I'm going to turn off my car, sorry, because I'm sitting here with the car running because it's so goddamn cold. It's like minus 19. I'm watching that on the dashboard, and that is not fun. And as I, you know, I look at her, I didn't go out dressed warm enough. You know, I didn't go out dressed for this weather. I thought I'm just going to run out and run back in, but it's after 3, and that was a bit more. I ran into 2 people that I spent a little bit of time talking to. But anyways, um, in terms of living within your means, some of the things that I would say to you is, one of the biggest thing you can do is actually automate your bills, like really and truly automate your bills, especially if you live in an environment. I know if you're living in places like the Caribbean, it depends on what Caribbean island you're living on, you cannot automate all your bills. You can see some of them online, but literally you have to go and stand up in line and pay for your bill, pay for, you know, pay your bills. And in doing so, it caused people to be very much in a state of like stress and worry and depression when you have to go and stand up in a line every month to pay your water bill over here, your light bill over there, your telephone bill over there. The bank is over here. It's a lot of work, and it's very oppressive. It keep people feeling oppressive and like they would never ever come out of this hole, right? But if you're living in a place like Canada, or you're living in America, or you're living in one of those countries that is not considered third world, it's a possibility that you can automate all your bills. And I've been fortunate in this country to automate my bills, my savings, everything. Unless I'm saving in a Caribbean bank, then I have to do something very different. So the first thing I'll tell you guys, it is so important to do something automatically, automate, you know, put your bills on automatic withdrawal, because that's going to take away the worry. Just make sure you have money in there at the time of the month to pay for it. So you want to set it up. Say, for instance, you get pay on the middle of the month and you get pay at the end of the month. So you want to set up some of the bills to be paid at the middle of the month, and you want to set up some of the bills to be paid at the end of the month, right? Those are the two. That's the best thing to do. So you're getting money on the 15th, you want to set up your bills for the 16th. You're getting money on the 30th or the 1st, you want to set up your bills for the 2nd. Any bank would do it for you inside of these countries. So I recommend that, because when your bills are paid, then, and also set it up so that you can have money goes into your saving account as well. Number two, look at your saving account the same way you look at your bill. So you know you have your bill and you're going to pay X amount every month on your bills. You want to do the same for your saving account. I guarantee you, make your saving account like you're paying a bill. I'm paying myself this bill. So, and make sure that even if it's a $10 you get in, and you know, $8 of those dollars is going into you paying off your bills, you want at least, you know, $1 or you know, half, you know, 50 cents to go into your saving. And I'm just making it small, right? It's like if you have $100 and your bill is, let's say you have $100, your bill is $80, and you know, your bill is $80 and you have $20 left. You want to make sure you put 10 of those dollars into your savings. So, but if you put it into your bill and your bill is $80, so you still have $20 left. I hope this makes sense, right? So automate your money. Pay yourself like you're paying a bill. So treat it as a bill, because chances are if you treat it as a bill, you're going to put money into saving every month. Your debt, do not put all your money on your debt if you don't have money. You want to share, you want to put money on your debt, but you also want to save at the same time. So do not make the decision and say, oh, I'm only going to pay off my debt. You know, pay off your debt and save at the same time. Because if you're only paying off your debt, then you have no money saved if something happens. So you want to pay off your debt and save at the same time. Yes, we all want to pay off our debt really quickly, and it is something that I have done this year. But I still managed to invest a bit of money as well. You know, yes, I invested in family house, but it's an investment, and I'm going to get a return on my investment when I retire in, you know, 10 years, 7 to 10 years or something like that. So always make sure that you want to pay your debt, but you also want to be saving at the same time. So let's do a little recap on this. One, you want to automate your bills. Two, you want to make sure your saving is, you treat it like a bill. So that is something that is automated as well. Three, you want to make sure that you have money in the bank. So, you know, automate your bill for the middle of the month or the end of the month, so you know that you have money in your bank. Four, you want to make sure that, yes, you're paying your debt, but you have enough to pay yourself in your savings as well. You want to make sure you have enough money to do that as well. And yeah, so those are the things that I recommend. And four, you know, also number five, remember to at least check your account twice a month. Right. So you don't have to make a big deal out of it. You know, for me, now that I'm going to have to buy a ticket to go to Ontario, the first thing I do before I go and buy my ticket is to see how much money I have in my account. So therefore, when I go to buy my ticket, I'm not going to be over what I have in my account. Right. So those are the things, you know, make sure you know how much money you have in account, you know how much is coming out, and you know how much is coming in. Because living within your means that you really do need to know the number that is coming in and the number that is going out. So I recommend that you go and take a good look at your paycheck. And if you're getting paid bi-weekly, you know, actually add up, you know, do it, you know, if you're getting paid bi-weekly, you know, twice a month, add them up and see how much you make in a month, and then add up your bills and all the expense that you have. It's really not very hard to do. Sometimes some of us do it all our life, but we still feel like we wade in water. And it's possible that we are, but it's not really very hard to do. So, yeah, I'm just going to be done here because I need to get out of my car. It's starting to get very cold in here. Yeah, so don't forget to subscribe and like my video. I'm going to be bringing more video on and on. But as I mentioned before, today is like my 49 day, and yeah, I'm just like, oh my God, what am I going to share with you guys today? So subscribe and do less and be more of who you are, and show up as yourself, right? Show up as who you are. Have a good day.